All right, guys, what's going on? Back at you with another episode of Quarantine Football. Like always, I'm your co-host Ryan with you guys today on this lovely afternoon. Great to be here, like always, and always thankful for everyone listening and supporting us. Before we get into today's episode, if you haven't, make sure you follow us on Instagram at QF Podcast. We post great updates on there about the show and about NFL and college football. So make sure you follow us there. We're trying to hit 7K by the end of December. So make sure you go support, give us a follow. It's all we ask. But going on in today's episode, today we have a very special guest on the show, my man Nick Anderson from the University of Tulane, playing at the linebacker position. What's up, Nick? How you doing today, man?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. I can't complain.
Hey, definitely can't complain, man. I mean, definitely being a high caliber player like yourself. And, talking about, on the topic of that, obviously, I was looking at the stats, man. You racking up the tackles, leading that Tulane defense. I mean, how does it feel to be one of the, premier players on that defense, being able to lead that team on and off the field?
I mean, it's phenomenal to be at this institution. It's phenomenal to be playing at this level. Considering I did come from a junior college, so just being able to just have fun week in week out with my teammates, and being able to play up alongside great players such as Cam Sample, Pat Johnson, Larry Brooks, Marvin Moody. It's just great, man. It's just a wonderful feeling to be able to play college football at this level.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. I mean, Tulane, very sought after university, always up in the conversation of one of the best schools for football. You mentioned your JUCO background. How do you think that motivated you? When you were playing JUCO to want to become better and want to make it to sort of the big schools like Tulane that you're at now.
Most definitely. Just coming from junior college, you have a different mindset to where you got to work a little harder. You got like football becomes your business because once you go to the junior college, it's like that's your only stop. So you either do what you have to do to leave, or you end up your career is done there. So just knowing that and going to junior college, it humbled me and it made me to see the importance of how football really was to me, and it made me work hard, even harder than am doing prior to that.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. Definitely agree with that. When I think of junior colleges, I always think of the show. I forget what it's called. I'm sure you know which show I'm talking about,
Last
but
chance, yeah,
yeah, yeah. I always think of that show. I love everyone, at the junior college level. It's definitely, incredible what you've been able to do, man. Building your way up from that level and now being one of the premier players for Tulane is definitely impressive. And, kind of even going back even further to, your high school days, what would you say, how was, your recruiting process sort of, being having to go from playing high school to a junior college? Did that sort of affect your mindset anyway there as well?
most definitely. In high school, I think my senior year, I finished one of the top linebackers in the state. Had pretty good stats, but I never could get any solid offers due to my height. As far as the linebacker position, I'm on the shorter end of it. So I decided I had offers like FCS offers from Central Arkansas, a couple SWAC offers, but I just felt like I've always wanted. It's been my dream to play big time football, big time Division 1 football. Nothing, no knocks to those programs because those are phenomenal programs. But my dream has always been to play, at the top, level in the country. And I just decided to go junior college route because I'm like, that's another opportunity for more people to see what I can do for me to play against, pretty good athletes and see what happens. And I did that. I took a chance on myself, and I mean, God blessed me to be able to be at Tulane.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. Being on that big stage, definitely. There's nothing else like it for sure. Kind of traveling back in time even further to when you first started playing football. One question that I like to sort of ask in the very beginning of the episode, but kind of glazed over that a little, so I want to definitely touch on it now. Is why did you start playing football, and more specifically, why your position?
I started playing football probably around by third grade. By third grade, I started playing football. At the time, I think I hit my growth spurt a little earlier. So at the time, I was, bigger than everybody and, had a little weight on me. So I played the defensive line position, and I played that up until middle school. And once I hit the little growth spurt that I had, all that weight went off. So I ended up moving to running back actually. Played a little bit of running back. I like the offensive side of the ball. I got to high school and they just moved me to linebacker, and just being back on defense and being able to be physical, tough. I just fell in love with it completely, and that's how I ended up playing linebacker.
Yeah, you mentioned the physicality of playing linebacker. Would you say that's, your personal favorite part about being able to hit the guy, just play the ball and be all over the field at linebacker?
Most definitely. I feel like at linebacker is just a different mindset to be able to not only, be the quarterback of the defense and the mental aspect of it, but to just be physically dominating on the field. Being able to, affect teams and the coverage scheme, or, being able to be in the box, stop and run, getting sacks. It's just, it's one of the most versatile positions on the defense side of the ball. So I just love it. I love it.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. I mean, this year for Tulane, you've been all over the field for them, racking up 73 solo tackles and 28 assist tackles and 1.5 sacks. I mean, it's crazy stats for only your second year at Tulane. I mean, what has been your mindset this season? Obviously with COVID being a very big thing and affecting many teams around the country. What was your mindset going into the season? Wanting to improve and be a even better player for Tulane.
My main mindset for this season was, with everything going on this year, life is too short to not take advantage of the opportunities that you're given. So my whole mindset this season been to just play every game like it's my last and just have fun each time I step on the field. And that's just something I try to, uh, just do every time, every game. I just try to give them all, because I mean, you never know with everything going on this year. I mean, we didn't know that, coronavirus was going to break out, that schools were going to be suspended in March of this year, and everything, people were going to be walking around with masks on day in, day out. And life is consistently changing. So, just taking advantage of each opportunity that God blesses you with. And that's really my mindset week in, week out.
Oh yeah, 100% agree with you there, man. I mean, taking that opportunity, doing something with it, especially during this hard time, definitely agree with you there. Obviously, before the season started, a lot of college football teams, their seasons were up in question. Did What were you doing, during that period of time from, I would say, about like March to the start of the season, to sort of, prepare for the season, knowing that the season might not happen, which obviously it ended up happening, but at the time when it was sort of up in question, what did you do to prepare for that?
So in March, I think it was March 13th, because we was actually having a very, very good spring football here. Everybody looked good. We looked in tune. We had just, finished the part-time winter workouts, and we were coming off the Armed Forces Bowl win, so we was looking pretty good. And then everything just shut down. So I went home like March 13th, and I started working out with my trainer at home, and I mean it never stopped. Because my mindset was, I wanted to do big things this year. I know it's my, junior year, and I'm trying to, get drafted. So I know I had to, step it up this year. I had to get my name out there. And so that was just my mentality every day at home, just working, working, working. I mean, you couldn't, and then at the time you couldn't do anything else but work. So like, there was just, let's go to the gym, get it in, go to the field, get it in, twice a day, 3 times a day sometimes, and just get right for the season. Because if we, because my mentality was, if we're allowed to have a season, I want to be in my best shape for it.
Oh yeah, 100%, man. And it seems all of that ended up working out. This season you've been stellar on the field, and Tulane's been great this year. What is your personal favorite part about being able to play for Tulane? Is it the atmosphere, that your teammates? What is it in your opinion?
Just the overall atmosphere and the culture that Coach Fritz has brought to the program. Coach Fritz is a phenomenal coach, and he has a phenomenal coaching staff. And just being able to play for a team that's has a family setting, to where in the locker room, those guys are like your brothers, is just phenomenal. You don't have that at a lot of places. So just being able to have fun with those guys, just all that it really means to me. And then also the academic side of Tulane being a top prestigious school is a blessing along hand with that.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. 100% agree there. Is there anyone at Tulane that you really enjoy playing with? Could be a defensive player or it could be an offensive player.
Um, Dorian Williams, that's like my right hand man. He's number 24. He plays linebacker beside me. We came in around the same time. He came in as a freshman. I came in as a transfer. And I mean, like ever since our official, we just hit it off and became the best of friends. And every week in, week out, like I've been having a good season, but he's been right beside me having a phenomenal season. So that's just a blessing to have him with me and be able to come to college and play football and actually find somebody that, like you can call your brother for life. And I'm really appreciative of him.
Oh yeah, for sure. And one big part about football is obviously the brotherhood. Are you gonna, really, obviously you're trying to get drafted, but once you're drafted, are you gonna miss this brotherhood that you have at Tulane?
I'm definitely gonna miss it. That's the one thing, crazy thing with college football is so many changes, but everything that you guys go through from the off season workouts to practice, in the hot sun during fall camp, it builds a bond. It makes y'all stick together. So to leave each other, it hurts, but I just know here at Tulane, some of these guys, really all my teammates, are gonna have impact in my life, and they're gonna be people that I call my brothers for the rest of my life.
Hey, that's definitely the stuff right there, man. You talked about, all that practicing, all those games, create that brotherhood. So definitely really love that there, man. Earlier while we were talking, you mentioned that you wanted to get drafted. What is your sort of, I would say, target round to get drafted in when you enter the draft?
Um, Honestly, just to get an opportunity is my biggest thing.
Mhm.
Being a junior college kid, that's just one of the main things that you put an emphasis on. I just want an opportunity. So whatever God allows me to get drafted, whether it's the first round, the seventh round, whichever path that He opens up for me, I'm open for it. I just want an opportunity.
Oh yeah, 100%. The opportunity, if you're able to see that, always you'll have success in the league. We've seen it with a bunch of guys, in the past couple of years. So definitely agree there, man. Staying on the topic of being drafted and the NFL, is there anyone currently in the league that you sort of, model your personal game after or that you look up to that plays?
I really like Roquan Smith for the Bears. I've been following him since he's been at Georgia, and he just plays phenomenally at the linebacker position, from his speed to his intelligence, awareness, and his physicality. I just love that about him. I'm also a Packers fan, so I admire Darius Smith, his pass rushing techniques, and he also came from East Mississippi Junior College in Mississippi. So to just know that, where he's from, where he's been, and how he's dominating in the NFL, it just really inspires me.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, a guy like the Darius Smith definitely, brings up what we were talking about. Seizing the opportunity, he was able to do that. And I remember back playing Madden when he was like a 54 overall a couple of years ago, and now he's like one of the best pass rushers in the league. It's definitely crazy. It shows anyone can pretty much get the opportunity if they really work for it in the NFL. Kind of shifting gears back towards more about your own personal experience on the football field. Obviously, being a linebacker, you're put into a lot of moments that are game changing. You got to make those crucial tackles, get those crucial interceptions. How would you say that pressure on the field affects you as a player?
Um, Honestly, I just in every game I try to anticipate making that big play, whether it's an interception, a pass breakup, a tackle for loss, or a sack, or something to get the momentum. It's just something that you got to go in anticipating it's going to happen, and having belief in yourself that when you do get put in the opportunity to make that play, that you will make it. And so, like, everything comes with practice and preparing yourself prior to the game. So, like, from Monday, when you're watching film on the opposing team, you should already be in visualizing making a play that coming Saturday. So that's one thing I try to do, just while I'm watching film or I'm taking notes down of the opposing team, just me visualizing making big plays in the game, and that tends to happen.
Yeah, for sure, man. Always got to visualize the big plays on the field. Is there any moment you've had with Tulane where that sort of come to life, where you've had to make the big play on the field, had to get that big tackle?
Um, it's been so many games. Off just the top of my mind, we played Temple a couple weeks ago, and I ended up having 14 tackles. It was a fourth down play in that game. Uh, the fourth quarter had just started, and Coach Chris called a timeout, and he was like, "If guys, if they score, just be expected for them to go for two." And I told him, I said, "Coach, they're not gonna score." And he was like, "I know. It's just something that I gotta, let y'all know." And so I think that third down, the quarterback sprinted out, and I tackled him at the line of scrimmage. I think that was second down, and then the third down they ran like a jet sweep, and it was like 4th and 1, and they came out in an unbalanced set with one running back to the field, and something just told me they were running speed sweep. I mean, speed option. I'm watching their film, watching their tendencies. They overset the boundary, so I just knew it was coming. And the quarterback snapped it, ran to the field. He tossed it to the running back, and I just hit him for like a 3-yard loss. And it was just phenomenal to be able to like know that was coming and just make a play and watching my teammates just hoop and holler. It was great. It was phenomenal.
Oh yeah, that's a very exhilarating moment, man. I mean, watching the film, being able to go out on the field and execute that, it definitely sounds like an amazing moment, especially in front of such a big crowd. And obviously playing for a school like Tulane, you always have a rowdy crowd with you. When you're in away games or at home games, also, what has been the craziest atmosphere that you've played in so far throughout your career at Tulane?
The craziest atmosphere had to be Memphis last year. Being in the Liberty Bowl and the fans being so close to the bench, and it was crazy. They was rowdy. They were talking trash, but I mean it's just a crazy atmosphere. That and also last year when we played Auburn, but it's crazy to say Memphis fans were more rowdy than Auburn fans. Like Auburn
Really?
fans, they were loud. The stadium was loud, and just playing at the SEC level versus them, it was pretty good. But Memphis fans was on a different level. Like they were going crazy, and then the fact that they were so close was just crazy.
Was there any point during that Memphis game where you wanted to, maybe turn around and kind of yell back at the fans? Because I know personally, I don't play football, but if I was dealing with that on the sideline, I would definitely lose my temper. I'd have to say that.
I mean, like I always just laugh at it because I mean it's entertaining to me to just just see how they react. But I mean, it was just something I would just laugh about, because a lot of times everything that's going on the football field, sometimes the fans don't completely understand everything that's going on. So, it's just like one of those things where I knew what was going on in the game, so it just was funny to me.
Oh yeah, definitely. It sounds like a very interesting experience per se at this Memphis game. And kind of staying on the topic of rowdy crowds. Obviously, with COVID, the crowd setting has kind of been diminished this year. With some teams not having fans, some having fans but not maximum capacity. What do you miss? The sort of big crowd, or are you kind of enjoying the sort of mellow crowd? Not having to worry about those rowdy fans.
Playing on the defensive side of the ball, you live for the crowd noise. So it's been a different type of season not having that. And here at Tulane, after every win, we run to the student section and jump in the stands, and that's something I really miss. Especially being a Packers fan and the Packers having the Lambeau Leap. It's just something that I loved doing last year, and it's just something I miss. But I mean, we gotta be protected, so yeah, I'm not complaining.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. I mean, that sounds awesome. Being able to run to the student section. Personally, I have to say, if I was a fan, I definitely would miss that as well. Being able to, get hype with the players after a big win for sure, man. Kind of staying more on the topic of your college career so far at Tulane. Obviously, Tulane is located in New Orleans. Such a great city. Lots to do. What has been, your favorite activity outside of football? Maybe to do on campus or off campus at Tulane.
Um, it's an area in New Orleans called the Fly, and it's basically like a big grassy area that overlooks the Mississippi River. And just going out there with my buddies, tossing the football, sitting there talking alongside the water, it's been one of my favorite experiences. And also Mardi Gras, just being able, cause like I'm from Mississippi, but and we celebrate Mardi Gras, but I've never like been in New Orleans during Mardi Gras. So my first time being down here, just seeing like people from all over the world. Like I didn't know that it was like that. But that was definitely a great experience. But like the whole city of New Orleans is phenomenal. Just the cultures down here, the different people, the food. It's always something to do down here. I mean, it's been kind of slow due to COVID, but aside from that, I really love it down here.
Yeah, man, definitely sounds like a great experience at Tulane and in New Orleans for sure. Kind of wrapping our episode up for today. One last question that I wanted to ask you is for fans out there of Tulane, what should they expect from you guys for the end of this season and next season?
Expect us to continue to be on the rise. Expect us to go to a bowl game this year, and win the bowl game. Tulane has never in the history of the school been to back bowl games, and that's something that we want to continue to do. Continue to bring a new tradition of a winning football program to Tulane. Continue to excel, and be great student athletes, and continue to pack Yeoman Stadium out and give y'all something to watch when y'all come, man. Roll wave.
Hey, y'all heard that, Tulane fans. Expect big things these next two seasons from Tulane for sure. But with that, I want to thank you, Nick, for being able to hop on the show today, man, and talk with me today. It was a pleasure having you on. You have anything else you want to say before we sign off?
Just thank you for having me. It was an honor to get on here and have this great session with you. And all glory to God. Roll wave.
Hey, you heard the man. But I want to thank everyone for listening today. Like always, we are very supportive of all of our listeners. And like I mentioned earlier in the episode, be sure to follow our Instagram at QF Podcast so we can hit 7,000 followers by the end of the month. But with that, I want to thank everyone for listening today, and we'll see you guys next time.